Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Gianna. I'm a 21-year-old stay-at-home mom to my daughter Valentina, who is almost 18 months, literally in 2 days. And if you're not a parent and you don't count by months, then she's almost a year and a half, which is actually ridiculous. She is growing so fast. But anyway, today's video is just a little clean with me. Spring is here. Today was such a nice day. Valentina and I were outside for literally like an hour and a half this morning, and it just brings me so much happiness. And I put 3 of my plants in my little greenhouse outside, and oh, I can't even explain the feeling. So I know I'm not the only one that when it gets like warm and sunny, you have the sudden urge to go through every single thing and throw out anything that there's like a chance of not using again. You just want to refresh everything, reset everything. It's just the most satisfying feeling in the entire world. And that brings me into something that my yoga instructor was telling us about, because she does like different themes each week or each month, and she was telling us that different cultures don't view January 1st as like the new year or the time for resolutions or resetting anything, because it's cold and it's winter, and they believe that your resolutions are bound to fail because no one has motivation in the winter. No one wants to leave the house, so it's just not going to work. So they do it in the spring because it's the rebirth time of all the plants outside. It's sunny, it's warm, everyone has motivation all of a sudden. So that's when they set their resolutions. I'm actually so grateful to have learned about this now, because I know that my resolutions that I made in January, I have already failed. I already forgot about them. I don't even know what they are, because again, you just have no motivation. And yeah, so now I already rewrote all my resolutions. I am living proof that it works, because look at my uploads recently. Like, usually it's 1 a month, and now I'm already up to like 3 so far. So I am living proof. But if you guys messed up with your January resolutions, don't give up for the rest of the year. Just retry it, and hopefully with this new motivation that spring brings, you'll get into good habits, good routines, and hopefully it lasts you the rest of the year and maybe even the rest of your life. Who knows? So comment down below if you guys can relate to this, because I was listening to another podcast and she said that she lives in Vancouver and the government officials literally tell everyone to take vitamin D because in the winter the sun is barely out. So I think that also has a lot to do with it. You know, you're really mentally get happier in the spring because of vitamin D. So I was just telling my new mom friend recently, her daughter and Valentina are actually best friends. They met at the park and they have like library classes together, and we are literally besties now. But anyway, I was just telling her how Valentina recently, like this past week, has been waking up at night, normal, fine, whatever, but then she stays up for like 2 to 3 hours every night. So I've been running on like 4 hours of sleep, 5 hours of sleep, and yeah, and she just goes through these phases. They're like a week at a time, where she wakes up at night, doesn't sleep, and then she also doesn't eat. And it's not like she's sick, because obviously you can tell when she's sick, but she just goes through these random phases. And if I ever told the doctor that, she'd be like, oh, it's a regression. It's like, no, this happens way too often for it to be a regression. But apparently that's the answer to everything. But anyway, she slept through the night last night, so that is why I am in a good mood and I'm recording this now. But yeah, so one of the last times that I saw my friend, she has a newborn daughter. I think she's like 2 months old. And then she obviously has a daughter Valentina's age, and we were at the library one time, and she was like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. For some reason, I had the audacity to say that I'm tired too. It's like, yeah, Valentina's been up all night, but do I have 2 kids? No. And I immediately regretted that. I was like, why did I just say that? Like, I can't even imagine. I can't begin to imagine how tired she is, and I really just said that. Anyway, she slept through the night last night. She had a huge breakfast this morning. She had a huge lunch. So I'm like, all right, I guess the week-long phase is over. But has anyone else experienced this? Because literally, what is going on? This is so random, but you can kind of tell that I edited this a little differently. It's kind of just like the more aesthetically pleasing, a lot of cuts kind of editing, you know? Let me know if you guys like that. It's kind of like the TikTok editing, you know what I mean? Speaking of TikTok, should I start posting on there again? I literally haven't posted on there since I think October or November. That has been months because obviously the whole and ban I just didn't want to put effort into it if it literally was gonna get banned anyway. So let me know if you guys would want to see some TikToks. I really liked posting on TikTok, but it's a lot of effort. It's a lot more effort than you think. But, you know, if you guys want to see that, I'll do it again. Oh my gosh, another random thought. But if you guys have the same problem as me where your child does not go back to sleep easily or just go to sleep easy in general, my favorite tip that has truly changed my life is having my AirPod, just one AirPod, not even both, having one AirPod in to listen to a podcast, audiobook, whatever interests you, because it just keeps you sane. Because obviously, you know, you don't want to be on your phone. Like, that's not going to help shining a light on your child. That's only going to keep them up even longer. But at the same time, don't be like me and throughout the day you don't even think about charging your AirPods, and you think about it when you're about to go into a room at 2 a.m. to put them back to sleep and you realize that they're not charged. And yeah, that is actually heartbreaking. Yeah, so don't do that. Remember to charge your AirPods, earbuds, whatever. The podcast that I've been listening to recently is actually so random. It's a gardener, and she gives tips and tricks for growing your own garden, which is what I've been doing this spring. As I mentioned before, the greenhouse thing outside. I have started all of my plants from seed, and it is just bringing me so much joy and happiness this spring. I can't even begin to explain it. Yeah, so I've been listening to that, and it's like, I don't know, I find her so entertaining that I'm listening to, like, how to grow a fall garden. Like, ma'am, it's March. Why am I listening to that? But, yeah, find something that you enjoy, and it will seriously make those nights 1,000 times better. And we are coming to the end of the video. That's insane. But if you guys like these rambling videos of me talking, please let me know. If you don't, then I will just put music on next time. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.